Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on Nta News 24. Live from Abuja, I am Salwa Khalil Ibrahim. The headlines. Nigeria adopts scholars' recommendations to address hurdles in health institutions and other national issues. Senate gives ultimatum to state government in assessing universal basic education matching grants. Nigeria's delegation to COP29 in Azerbaijan, Minister of Environment Balarabe Abbas Lawal put issues in perspective. Direct electricity customers not to pay for replacement of faulty or obsolete meter. Many thanks for joining us. Now, let's begin from Brazil, where Nigeria has joined the Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty at G20 Summit, ongoing in the South American nation. We hope to bring you details in the course of the bulletin or subsequently. Now, President Bola Tinubu has dispatched a delegation to discuss security matters with the leadership of Chad Republic. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, is leading the delegation, accompanied by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa. The delegation met with the Chadian President Muhammad Idris Deby in N'Djamena on Sunday, 17th November 2024. Nuhu Ribadu delivered President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's message expressing condolences over the recent terrorist attack, which claimed the lives of several Chadian soldiers. The team also conveyed the Nigerian leader's message of solidarity with Chad, a key partner in regional security efforts. The discussion between the Chadian president and Nigerian delegation discussed largely on security cooperation, with both countries pledging to intensify joint operations against jihadist groups operating in the Lake Chad Basin. Ribadu described the discussions as fruitful, adding that Nigeria is committed to working more closely with Chad to tackle shared security threats. President Bola Tinubu has redesignated the positions of two recently appointed officials in the State House Media and Communications team to enhance efficiency within the government communications machinery. The restructuring, in a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, is as follows. Sunday Dare, hitherto Special Advisor on Public Communication and National Orientation, is now Special Advisor, Media and Public Communications. Daniel Boala, announced last week as Special Advisor, Media and Public Communication, is now Special Advisor, Policy Communication. The appointments, according to the release, along with existing role of Special Advisor, Information and Strategy, underscores that no single individual spokesperson for the presidency. Instead, all the three special advisors will collectively serve as spokespersons for the government. The approach aims to ensure effective and consistent communication of government policies, decisions, and engagements. The federal government has launched the Grand Challenges Nigerian project, designed to drive innovation in solving health and other national issues. Vice President Kashim Shettima, who launched the project at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa, describes it as a major step in delivering on the promises of the renewed hope government. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
We are gathered here today with a shared sense of purpose and agency. An agency imposed upon us by the rapid pace at which our world is evolving in the realms of science and technology.
Grand Challenges Nigeria, established to fund and advance impactful research and innovations in health, food systems, and development in Nigeria.
This initiative is also an opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to inclusivity and equity in serving Nigerians, especially the underserved. It is time to strengthen the capacity of our researchers, healthcare providers, and innovators to lead in health and sustainable development.
Driving innovation for a sustainable future for Nigerians is the theme of the project.
It reflects our shared commitment to reforming our economy, achieving food security, and prioritizing education, health, nutrition, and social investment as pillars of national development.
What we have here today, however, is a grand challenge for Nigeria that is set to a Nigerian agenda for Nigerian innovators to solve Nigeria's problems.
And through Grant Challenge Nigeria, we aim to create a robust platform for local researchers, healthcare providers, innovators to develop solutions tailored to Nigeria's unique needs.
Stakeholders at the event said building local capacity and fostering collaborations with partners will provide access to saving lives and unlocking the power of innovation through multi-sectoral engagement. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, Nta News.
The Senate Committee on Basic and Secondary Education has given state a period of 6 months to access Universal Basic Education Matching Grant to boost basic education. The appeal was made when the committee oversights the commission to evaluate the implementation of 2023-2024 budget. Kenneth Nanim reports.
To ensure accountability and transparency in the utilization of fund allotted to UBEC, talking about 2% of the consolidated revenue fund to boost basic education sector. The Senate Committee on Basic and Senior Secondary Education called on the Commission. For the year 2023, only 25 states assessed first to fourth quarter matching grants. 1 state assessed first and second quarter, with 9 states and the FCT lagging behind. And for the year 2024, only 2 states have so far assessed first to second quarter matching grants. Still, 34 states and the FCT are yet to do the needful.
In the proposed new amendment act, will give a timeline for 6 months. If state cannot bring their quota fund, the UBEC quota fund will be sent back to UBEC.
At the Digital Resource Center, the committee lauded the commission and urged the stakeholders to put the herb to good use.
It is important to continue investing in primary education. Primary education is very essential and is the key to good. The biggest gift you can give to any child is education.
Challenges facing the commission, such as delays in project execution, under the utilization of funds by some state governments, and the need for stringent monitoring mechanism were also discussed.
The federal government is assuring Nigerians that tax reforms being proposed by the Tinubu administration will not increase the tax burden on Nigerians, but expand the nation's tax base by leveraging technology. This was during an interactive session at the House of Representatives on the 4 tax reform bills submitted to the National Assembly by President Bola Tinubu. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ipen reports.
The 4 executive bills, which have only passed first reading in Parliament, are the Nigeria Tax Bill 2024, the Tax Administration Bill, the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill, and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill. While the bills seek to harmonize tax administration in Nigeria, there are fears about provisions relating to VAT sharing formula for states based on derivation. Speaker Tajuddin Abbas notes that the intense public debate generated by the bills reflect their importance in the quest to sanitize tax administration in Nigeria.
Let me be clear. The House has not taken any definitive position on these bills. Our role is to scrutinize them thoroughly, ensuring they align with the best interests of our constituents and the nation at large.
So we are trying to increase tax revenue without increasing the tax burden on anyone. The poorest people will find significant reduction in their tax burden. Middle class, a little bit less reduction. Even the upper class and companies, large and small, we see a reduction in their tax burden. When you see tax rate going up here, the ones that are going down are far more than the little that is going up. I need to make that, because it was a promise we made and that Mr. President made at the beginning. And we want to be honest and sincere with the Nigerian people.
Generating revenue is not a function of development anywhere in the world. So therefore, the efficient use of revenue is the financial for development.
Lawmakers were assured that the bills do not seek to undermine any region of the country, nor merge the Nigeria Customs Service with the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Rather, the bills are expected to promote trade facilitation and integrate the operations of revenue collecting agencies. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikwen, Nta News.
Still in the National Assembly, leader of the Northern Regional Caucus in the House of Representatives, Alhassan Ado Doguwa, said lawmakers from the North will allow national interests to take precedence in the consideration of the 4 tax reform bills. Doguwa spoke to journalists shortly after the interactive session on the tax reform bills by the House of Representatives.
With the little engagement we have started getting from the sponsors of the bill, especially those who are now giving us this kind of lectures, I'm sure members are getting clearer picture of what the law, what the bills are all about. So I want to say, without any fear of being quoted, that members of the Northern Caucus will look at this thing from the point of view of a national commitment and determination. And definitely we will do justice to the people and justice to the proposed bills.
Let's now take you back to our first story, where we told you Nigeria has joined the Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty, an initiative just launched at the ongoing summit of the G20 leaders in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. President Bola Tinubu made the commitment while addressing the summit, saying the fight against hunger and poverty must be a top priority for the world.
To all of us here, investment in education, investment in health, investment in food security, cheaper financing, de-risking various African countries, putting us on a better and more progressive arrangement to prioritize food security and agricultural reforms are necessary.
You're still watching the news on Nta News 24. We'll take a breather here. The news continues shortly. Many thanks for being there. The Minister of Environment, Balarabe Abbas Lawal, has briefed the media on the actual number of Nigerian delegations to the ongoing United Nations Conference on Climate Change in Baku, Azerbaijan. Balarabe Abbas said a total of 309 delegates are in Azerbaijan undertaking various assignments for Nigeria. He said out of this number, 157 were sponsored by the World Bank, European Union and United Nations Development Programme (UNDP), while only 152 came from ministries, departments and agencies of state and federal government. The minister said the COP29 portal created for accreditation of delegates prior to the ongoing climate change conference in Baku is open to Nigerians to verify the numbers to forestall any misconception and wrong narrative that might surface in the public.
Federal and state governments, and about 157 that came on their own. So if you add that, you're talking about 309 or thereabout. So people tend to make a lot of noise about these numbers about Nigeria. If you look at it, a large number of those who came in through support from a number of organizations, EU, UNDP, World Bank. So most of the people that are here, apart from the ministers that I can in the midst of environment itself, only me came on government sponsorship. We are here to negotiate. I just signed an MOU with China, and it's money that is coming into Nigeria. The Minister of Health came in and signed an agreement also that a lot of money will come into Nigeria. I'm sure by the time we leave here, the Minister of Women Affairs also signed an agreement for money to come to Nigeria. So let us now try to give us the benefit of doubt.
The minister said those in doubt can contact the ministry or the National Council on Climate Change Secretariat for further clarification, saying Nigerians should remain patriotic and supportive of the Nigerian project. Nigeria, he also said, is in the forefront of negotiations and attracting the right investments and collaborations with the expectation that the country's delegation will deliver for Nigeria. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC) directs electricity consumers not to comply with the instruction from the distribution companies, asking them to pay for replacement of faulty and obsolete meters. The Commission, in a statement, insists that it is the responsibility of the distribution companies to replace faulty meter free of charge, provided that the fault is not caused by the customer. NEC also ordered that no customer with a meter should be forcefully migrated to estimated billing on account of faulty and obsolete meter. The regulator urges customers to report cases of non-compliance to the order by any distribution company through its appropriate channels. NEC restates its commitment to protect customers' interest and rights by ensuring compliance with established regulatory standards and enforcing regulatory penalties for non-compliance by its licensees. Federal government says it is determined to enhance the nation's security architecture and protect its critical assets and infrastructure. Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo made this known during the official inauguration of the Federal Coordinating Council for Critical National Asset and Infrastructure Protection in Abuja. The inauguration follows the growing concerns over the vulnerability of the critical national assets and infrastructure made up of the military and paramilitary agencies, with the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps as the lead agency. The FCCNIP is dedicated to fortifying resilience and protection of vital national assets, including energy facilities, transportation networks, and communication systems. The National Security Advisor, who serves as the chairman of the council, and Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, the co-chairman, are determined to implement strategies to ensure the uninterrupted functioning of these critical infrastructures.
Backbone of our society. They support our economy, protect our health, and enable the continuity of our daily life.
There is nothing wrong with Nigeria that cannot be made right by Nigerians. And that is why we're here today. And I want to assure you of the support of the Ministry of Interior. And of course, the NSCDC. Our responsibility is to protect critical national assets. And I think with this initiative today, that has come to life.
We must continue to lay emphasis on the need of domestic and international cooperation to protect local and regional connectivity projects based on respect for international law and fulfillment of bilateral and multilateral obligations towards international and regional organizations and initiatives.
The presidency has reacted to the comment by the former President Obasanjo, describing it as unsolicited wisdom on leadership and governance in Nigeria.
Professor Achebe rejected the third highest national honor bestowed on him by the Obasanjo-led administration in 2004 on the grounds of the prevalence of power abuse, corruption, poor leadership, and in particular, state-sponsored brigandage endorsed by Chief Obasanjo. Onanuga further claims that brazen illegality and assault on the Constitution of Nigeria reached a disturbing height under the leadership of Chief Obasanjo, during which 4 governors who belonged to his party were unconstitutionally impeached. Onanuga notes that Obasanjo has always claimed to be all-knowing in fixing the economy, yet many, if not all, of the Nigeria's problems remain unsolved, as he recently admitted that his government made a mistake by not focusing on gas development, as the Tinubu administration has done today. All oil and gas players now know that Nigeria has more gas than oil, as Obasanjo prides his government on paying this $15 billion debt owed to the Paris Club. Still, Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy says it was not a wise decision, as it was done when the country's critical economic infrastructure across sectors was in shambles. While oil receipts brought money into the country, Bayo Onanuga says Obasanjo failed to fix the deplorable federal roads or expand the national road network. He did not repair the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, the Lagos-Abeokuta Road leading to his hometown in Abeokuta, the Otai-Diroko Road, and many others, the statement claims.
National Human Rights Commission has called for the creation of a unified platform for the use of those at the front line of human rights protection. Executive Secretary of the Commission, Tony Ojukwu, made this known in Abuja on the state of human rights in Nigeria. The reform is expected to serve as a space for civil rights defenders to share experiences and strategies on addressing the myriad of challenges they face.
Electoral participation and democratic consolidation, the protection of civil liberties, civic space, and human rights defenders, and the pressing issue of digital rights and privacy protection. These issues are not merely theoretical, they are practical challenges that impact our daily lives and the future of Nigeria as a democratic state.
Anything could happen to children when they are abandoned, and that's why we keep emphasizing that. And we hope to convene possibly a forum to address both the human rights, the institutional and the legal challenges that child abandonment poses for Nigerian society.
We'll take another break here. Please stay with us.
Fake news, a false information with no verifiable source presented as true story on media platforms with the sole intention of causing injuries, chaos, and disaffection between persons, groups, or countries. Fake news facilitates extremism. Fake news creates panic and distrust. Fake news breeds hatred. Fake news kills. Don't joke with it. Don't be in a rush. Verify your sources and facts. It is better late than fake. This message is brought to you by Nta News24.
Many thanks for staying with us. The Bureau of Public Service Reforms is engaging stakeholders on the need to build capacities through technological integration and citizen engagement to enhance public service delivery as the engine room of the government. Alinka Opanachi Arua report that this is coming at a one-day roundtable discussion on public service reforms, improvement and change.
Recent reforms seek to improve government performance
by building managerial capacities, developing positive organizational cultures, and providing incentives for performance both at individual, organizational, and country levels.
We expect that the BPSR will sustain the dynamics by conducting regular diagnostics, studies, and research to identify the institutional problems.
This roundtable is highlighting government initiatives over the years and addressing the importance of accountability, transparency, and effective service delivery in public institutions.
We aim to streamline processes and reduce bureaucracy within the public service. There must be merit-based appointment and promotion within the public service so that we have the best class of people to work and deliver these efficient services that we want them to do.
For the participants, the forum was apt as they seek public service reforms with robust collaboration between the public and private sectors.
What I'm taking back from this program is just to go back, liaise with, of course, the management team of my organization, Corporate Affairs Commission. We can also impart others.
There are deep-rooted reforms, and it's a gradual thing. There should be a lot of training on some of these reforms.
To enhance public service efficiency, conversations encouraged digitalization of the public service by migrating from paper to paperless, as well as the adoption of artificial intelligence with caution. In Abuja, Alika Okonachi, Arua, Nta News.
Ministry of Solid Minerals Development has officially launched the 2024 Mining Week, a key initiative aimed at attracting both local and international investors to Nigeria's solid minerals sector. With Nigeria's mining potential largely untapped, the week-long event seeks to position the country as a global mining hub while promoting sustainable development within the sector. Ekene Ndului reports.
Nigeria reportedly has about 44 exploitable minerals in more than 500 locations across the country, with the potential of making solid minerals the bedrock of the country's economy. The Mining Week is providing opportunity for investors to look at areas of collaboration to harness potentials in the sector. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Solid Minerals Development, is optimistic that reforms by the present administration is positioning the sector to compete on the global stage.
Before now, people will come in, cut away our minerals and go and refine and bring back, and then we're paying so much on what belongs to us. Now with the local value addition, no one is allowed now to just legally carry out our product without adding value. Now this is creating jobs for Nigeria.
Discussions that followed aims to equip Nigerian mining companies with tools to attract investments.
Focus really is to help small mining businesses position themselves sufficiently to attract the kind of investment, and on the government side also to take another look at the policy framework.
The next few days is expected to foster more partnerships with highlights on Nigeria's commitment to develop a sustainable mining sector. Ekene Ndului, Nta News.
Nigeria is taking major strides in enhancing its healthcare system, particularly in maternal and child health. The 65th National Council on Health, holding in Maiduguri, Borno State, highlights the importance of developing and maintaining a skilled workforce and implementing effective health policies. Tina Turu has the details.
The 65th National Council on Health teamed Accelerating Pathways to Universal Health Coverage Strategies for 2030 Success brought together key stakeholders from federal and state governments as well as development partners to foster collaboration and decision-making aimed at strengthening the healthcare sector.
We need a health system that is accessible, that is transformational, that can change the lives of
Borno State Commissioner for Health, Professor Baba Malamgana, thanked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the political will and Federal Ministry of Health for choosing Borno State to host the critical gathering, stressing its importance for effective policy implementation.
This year's council meeting
provides an unparalleled opportunity to align our collective strategies, build synergies, and reaffirm our commitment to delivering equitable and quality healthcare to every Nigerian.
In a paper presentation, Chairman of the National Medical Association, Professor Bala Mohammed Audu, emphasized the need for quality healthcare delivery in maternal and child health, focusing on areas like child health services, family planning, nutrition, and skilled postnatal care.
Specialized nurses and midwives are critical to what we do and what we train for our tertiary healthcare delivery.
The Council stressed the importance of effective policy implementation and a unified approach to improving maternal and child health across Nigeria. The issue of health personnel leaving the country due to low financing was also addressed. The National Council on Health, which serves as the apex body for formulating, coordinating, and implementing health policies across Nigeria, had UNICEF's support towards promoting the rights of children and improving health care outcomes. In Maiduguri, Nta News.
An annual engagement with local and international renowned Islamic scholars tagged One Ummah Peace and Unity Convention is providing practical and faith-based strategies to empower Nigerians navigate socio-economic challenges with resilience and purpose in their personal, professional, and community lives. Tokwe Alabi reports that this year's convergence in Abuja had experts and prominent scholars, including Sheikh Mufti Ismail Menk, who shared knowledge and experience with participants.
This year's One Ummah Peace and Unity Convention focuses on resilience, the role of faith in handling contemporary challenges, with mental health, business, career and general issues forming the crux of conversations by the Islamic scholars and experts.
Consequences. Many of us are not going through trials from Allah. We're only going through the consequences of our weaknesses.
You are not dressed properly and you are telling your daughter, dress properly. It's not going to happen. Why? You need to first dress properly without telling your daughter she will want to dress like you.
This is expected to equip participants with strategies to integrate faith and conviction into their business and career development as they navigate challenges to nurture entrepreneurship and financial literacy.
Because if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not grant you success, you would never ever be able to acquire success in your business. So beware of pride.
While the event seeks adults to build healthy relationships with guidance and mutual respect on maintaining mental health within marriage and conflict resolution, the teens were encouraged on peer connections and personal growth to understand self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and social skills.
It is very rare that we'll talk about marriage, that the conversation will not start tilting towards women are suffering and men are suffering them. Iblis is our problem though.
It's so important that we work as hard as we can to transform ourselves to be better than who we are today. And that is one of the things that this year's PUC is striving to establish.
Once we understand all the proper roles that we are meant to fulfill, we will be at peace.
The reason why we suffer from all these mental illnesses that the whole world is talking about is that when you drift away from the reason why you were created to something else that you have created.
This is an opportunity to learn more, but also to take actions.
We must learn to unite because, like they say, together we're stronger.
This year's Unity and Peace Convention is deepening strategies for understanding and overcoming challenges while allowing people to discover themselves to find solace and strength. In Abuja, Tokwe Alabi, Nta News.
Peace is pivotal to the development and prosperity of any nation. With the effort of the Tinubu administration toward building the culture of lasting peace, attracting commendation, Samuel Eduveri Global Outreach Ministry, a non-governmental organization, is deepening the message for peaceful coexistence among citizens and even globally through human capacity building and other forms of advocacy, including rallies across the country.
Are to advocate for the rights
and equitable treatment of all members of society, and address issues of gender equality, discrimination, to motivate leaders with meritorious award for nation building and impactful leadership.
Of the outreach, Bishop Samuel Eduvire congratulated the American president-elect Donald Trump on his recent victory at the polls, acknowledged that the peace path embraced by the Russian President Vladimir Putin, encouraging him and other world leaders to emulate. It also appreciated President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his vice Kashim Shettima for the recent release of minors from detention. Imagine a continent where the next generation of leaders are being nurtured, empowered, and inspired to shape a brighter future. The National Children Leadership Conference 2024, hosted by the Children of African Leadership and Value Development Initiative, a pioneering non-governmental organization dedicated to mentoring young minds since 2015, aims to sharpen the minds of the next generation. Correspondent Ibrahim Danhamidu brings us the story.
About 300 young delegates from across Nigeria converged in Abuja for the National Children Leadership Conference 2024, sparking lively interactions and networking.
I feel so excited to be participating in CalDev.
I'm anticipating it and I feel nervous, kind of.
The Leadership and Values Development Initiative aims to equip the next generation with skills to drive positive change.
We're here to network, we're also here to grow.
Journaling is one of the ways you can improve self-awareness. It worked for me and it's going to work for you.
You have to train every day. There's nothing like saying you trained 2 weeks ago and that training is sufficient for you.
And the only way you can give voice to children is to provide them with opportunities to listen to themselves, listen also to some adult persons, and engage with the issues that are presented onto them.
The Leadership and Values Development Initiative aims to equip the next generation with skills to drive positive change.
Actually, I have jotted some key points I have learned so that I can go and give myself exercises and promote myself and improve myself.
So as I'm learning, I'm using my knowledge to solve problems in the society. Like the theme says, promoting sustainable development.
These students are eager to make a difference and have their voices heard. In Abuja, I'm Ibrahim Danhamidu, Nta News.
The Defense Ministry is planning to build a permanent site for the Nigerian Air Force towards stationing more aircraft to support the fight against bandits and consolidate on the gains being recorded in the Northwest region. Minister of Defense Muhammad Badaru Abubakar dropped the hint after inspecting the new site and military platforms at the Sultan Abubakar III International Airport, Sokoto. Mashir Ibrahim Nababa has the details.
The aim of the visit is to inspect modern military platforms and level of preparedness for annexation of the airport for the air component of the Operation Fansayemma. This followed the successful inauguration of new aircrafts and latest version of attack helicopters and UAVs earlier at the airport wing of the Omar Musa Adwa International Airport, Katsina. The Defense Minister Muhammad Badr Abubakar maintains that the annex in Sokoto is for the station and launching of fighter aircrafts to support onslaught on the bandits and their enclaves in order to restore peace in the region. The minister, who expresses satisfaction with the arrangements put in place, appreciates Governor Ahmed Ali of Sokoto State for his support to the security forces.
You have seen how the Air Force is really pushing very hard with the recent attacks in so many bandits hideout, and you also know that the bandits are running away from us today. Now they are running away from the attacks, and the decisive and quick action taken on Lakurawa is a testament to the brilliance and the resilience of our armed forces. That military have gone there and they have really pushed them out, and they are nowhere to be found there as of now.
Mohammed Badr Abubakar reveals that more platforms will be provided to ensure seamless operation to rid the region of criminal elements. The minister, in company of the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, was conducted round by the Commander 119 Composite Group Umar Salihu Mebuhu. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, Nta News.
Airstrikes conducted by the air component of Operation Fansanyama have successfully neutralized numerous terrorists and their critical arms depot, including resident of notorious kingpin Malam Sali in Shiroro local government area of Niger State. A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Olushola Akimboyiwa, indicates that as NAV aircraft swept in, terrorists on motorcycles were spotted in the target area. With swift and precise action, the NAV asset unleashed devastating strikes, crushing blow to the terrorists. A secondary explosion confirmed the destruction of the ammunitions, crippling Sali's capabilities. This bold operation is part of NAV's logistics strangulation strategy aimed at disseminating terrorist strongholds and restoring peace to the region. To ensure efficient safety in Delta State, the Governor, Sheriff Oborewuri, has donated 31 Toyota Hilux vehicles to the State Police Command to support the Operation Delta Sweep. Godfrey Ezekwe reports.
The Governor, Sheriff Oborewuri, said the operational vehicles will enhance the patrol effort of Operation Delta Sweep across the state, thereby combating criminal activities. The initiative is particularly important with Christmas season approaching, a time often associated with increased crime.
The state government donated 31 vehicles, comprising of 23 pickups and 8 Sienna space wagons. This administration donated 4 Hiluxes few months ago, and today we are adding 31 brand new Hiluxes to the fleet, making a total of 66 vehicles to aid the daily and nightly patrols of the task force, particularly at this time of the year. I trust that this will boost the morale of members of the task force and motivate them to redouble their efforts to keep the state safe and secure. We shall continue to provide the necessary support to the task force as part of our passionate commitment to enhance peace and security in the state.
Inaugurating the security vehicles, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, appreciated the Delta State government, led by Governor Sheriff Oborewuri, for its support.
If you want to know a governor whose commitment to the safety and security of his people is paramount to him, this is how to know. Just for the visit of the IG, there is 31 brand new operational vehicles to be commissioned.
Earlier, the Inspector General of Police paid a visit to the governor at the government house in Asaba. Godfrey Ezekwe, Nta News.
Federal Road Safety Corps is working with stakeholders to pursue public enlightenment programs and aggressive enforcement of traffic rules and regulations to serve as deterrents to traffic offenders. Corps Marshal FRSC Shehu Mohammed echoed these while honoring the road traffic crashes victims. Remembrance Day in Abuja. Oyeyemi Ajayi has details.
The World Health Organization's reports reveal that greater numbers of people are being disabled for life on world roads through avoidable road traffic crashes in the face of increasing motorization and vast civilization and development, and Nigeria is not in any way different. Hence, the commemoration of the Road Traffic Crash Victims Day is to re-echo the need for safety and safer driving on the highways.
I have directed the mobilization of all FRC personnel for the 2024 Ember Month Patrol Operation. This is to ensure that all road users using the highways will arrive their destinations safely.
With the theme that day is a solemn reminder of the sad day in the lives of survivors, families, friends and loved ones of those that died of road traffic crashes.
We opted for the establishment of emergency hospitals, especially on our federal highway.
traffic offenses should be routinized, and then offenses should be punished duly.
If it happens, we should see how we could support family members that are involved in it, and then we should keep advocating for the best practice in driving.
The objectives of the year 2024 World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Crashes Victims are to provide a platform for road traffic crash victims and their families to, among other things, remember all people killed and seriously injured on the roads, as well as promote evidence-based actions to prevent and eventually stop further road traffic deaths and injuries. Oyeyemi Ajayi, Nta News.
The National Assembly is reiterating its commitment in fostering accountability, transparency, and good governance for effective implementation of laws and policies according to the aspiration of Nigerians. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, stated this in a message to a one-day roundtable for members of the Senate Committee on Legislative Compliance in conjunction with News and Conrad Adenua Stifton in Abuja. National Assembly correspondent Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports.
Legislative compliance is a critical component to the success of governance. The work of the National Assembly goes beyond enacting laws by ensuring implementation of government policies by ministries, departments and agencies, and holding those who fail to comply accountable. This roundtable seeks to provide an excellent opportunity and engage in meaningful dialogue on how to strengthen oversight and enhance the compliance mechanism of lawmakers.
As representatives of the people, one of our core mandates is to ensure that the resolutions and laws passed by the legislature are implemented effectively. This task is not just about oversight. It is about ensuring that the aspirations of Nigerians as articulated through their representatives are translated into meaningful action and positive outcomes.
How do we synergize between the various committees to ensure that the mandate for which we are set up are actually met?
Other critical stakeholders say when laws and resolutions are ignored and poorly implemented, the foundation of democracy is weakened.
NIL stand ready to support this effort by providing research, capacity building, and technical assistance to ensure that this committee fulfills its mandate effectively.
Participants believe it is only with robust legislative processes and compliance mechanisms citizens will have trust and confidence in government. Mohammed Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
You are watching the news at 10 on Nta News 24. Here is a quick look at our major stories. Nigeria adopts scholars' recommendations to address hurdles in health institutions and other national issues. Senate gives ultimatum to state government in assessing universal basic education matching grants. Nigeria's delegation to COP29 in Azerbaijan, Minister of Environment Balarabe Abbas Lawal put issues in perspective. Also told you that NEC has directed electricity customers not to pay for replacement of faulty or obsolete meters.
This is Nta News 24.
And on the foreign scene, Russia vows to tangible response if U.S. missiles used against its territory in Africa. Gabon approves junta leader to contest country's election. Details with Garba Natala.
U.S. President Joe Biden approved the use of missiles on targets in Russia in a major change of U.S. policy while he has 2 months to complete his term in office. In response, Russia says that will lead to an appropriate and tangible response. A statement by the Russian Foreign Ministry notes that an attack by U.S. missiles on Russian territory would represent direct involvement of the United States and its satellites in hostilities against Russia. Biden's decision to lift that condition is a significant moment in the war. While Ukraine marks its 1,000th day on Tuesday since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine on February 24, 2022, voters in Gabon overwhelmingly approved a new constitution according to the Gabonese authorities, more than 1 year after mutinous soldiers overthrew the country's long-time president and seized power. Over 91% of voters approved the new constitution in a referendum held on Saturday, Gabon's Interior Minister, Imon Gold, said in a statement on the country's state television. Turnout was estimated 53.5%, and the final results will be announced by the Constitutional Court, according to the Interior Minister.
That concludes the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Many thanks for your company. I am Salwa Kalal Ibrahim.